The old woman shuffled through the woods, her gnarled hands clutching a tattered basket overflowing with wilted mushrooms. Her eyes, milky white and clouded with age, scanned the gnarled roots and mossy stones that littered the path. A shroud of mist hung heavy in the air, muffling the usual symphony of birdsong and rustling leaves. Suddenly, a whisper sliced through the silence, cold and slithering like a snake. The woman froze, her heart hammering against her ribs. She cocked her head, listening intently. Another whisper, closer this time, carrying a melody of ancient sorrow. It seemed to emanate from the twisted branches of a nearby oak, its bark etched with strange symbols that pulsed with a faint, malevolent light. Terror gnawed at the woman's insides. She knew these whispers. They were the harbingers of the Blackwood, a malevolent entity that had haunted these woods since time immemorial. Legends spoke of it as a shapeless entity of pure darkness, feeding on the fears and vulnerabilities of those who dared to trespass its domain. The whispers intensified, swirling around her like hungry shadows. They spoke of forgotten sins, of loved ones lost, of a past she desperately tried to bury. Images flashed before her eyes, a burning pyre, a child's choked scream, her own tear-streaked face contorted in agony. The woman stumbled back, dropping the basket. The mushrooms scattered amongst the damp leaves, their earthy scent overwhelmed by the cloying sweetness of decay. She sank to her knees, whimpering, begging for the whispers to stop. But the Blackwood had her cornered. It slithered closer, its presence a suffocating weight pressing down on her chest. She could feel its tendrils wrapping around her mind, squeezing out the last vestiges of sanity. Just as the woman thought she would be consumed by the darkness, a new sound pierced the air. A rhythmic chanting, ancient and powerful, borne on the wind from somewhere deep within the woods. The Blackwood recoiled, its whispers turning into startled hisses. Hope flickered in the woman's eyes. Could it be? The Oak Father, the protector of these woods, the only entity said to hold sway over the Blackwood. With a surge of adrenaline, the woman scrambled to her feet. Ignoring the throbbing pain in her knees, she stumbled towards the source of the chanting, the whispers of the Blackwood fading into a whimpering retreat behind her. She emerged into a clearing bathed in an ethereal glow. In the center stood an ancient oak, its branches heavy with luminous acorns. Beneath it, a cloaked figure swayed, chanting in a language older than time itself. The woman had found her sanctuary. But for how long? The Blackwood was a patient entity. It would wait, and it would return. The whispers might be silenced for now, but the shadows still lurked, waiting for their chance to consume her whole. The woman knew the fight was far from over, and in the quiet moments between the whispers, she swore a silent oath. She would face the Blackwood, not with fear, but with the burning truth of her past. She would not let the darkness win. Not this time. The chanting stopped. The cloaked figure turned, revealing a weathered face etched with wisdom and sorrow. His eyes, like pools of molten gold, locked onto the woman. She recognized him instantly. The Oak Father, the elusive guardian of the Blackwood. "You shouldn't have come here, child," he rumbled, his voice like the rustling of ancient leaves. The woman, emboldened by desperation, met his gaze unflinchingly. "I had nowhere else to go," she choked out, her voice hoarse from the whispers. "The Blackwood, it knows my secrets. It wants to consume me." The Oak Father studied her, his gaze penetrating her soul. "And what secrets are those, child, that you fear more than oblivion?" She hesitated, the weight of her past pressing down on her. But there was no turning back now. The whispers had stripped her bare. With a shaky voice, she began to confess. She spoke of a childhood shrouded in fear, of a family consumed by superstition and blame. She spoke of a tragic accident, a fire that took everything from her, leaving her with nothing but guilt and a chilling secret. The Oak Father listened patiently, his expression unreadable. When she finished, the clearing fell silent, heavy with the weight of her words. "The Blackwood thrives on darkness, child," he finally spoke, his voice low. "But it also fears the light of truth. You cannot outrun your past, but you can face it. Tell me, are you willing to confront the shadows you carry?" The woman looked deep within herself. She saw the fear, the shame, the agonizing burden of her secret. But she also saw a flicker of defiance, a spark of the woman she once was before the fire, before the whispers. "Yes," she whispered, the word trembling on her lips, yet firm. "I will face it." The Oak Father nodded, a flicker of approval in his eyes. "Then I shall offer you a bargain," he boomed, his voice echoing through the clearing. I will shield you from the Blackwood, but in return, you must complete a task. You must find the heart of the Blackwood, the source of its power, and cleanse it with the light of your truth. A woman's heart constricted, the heart of the Blackwood, a place spoken of only in hushed whispers, a realm of unimaginable darkness where even the Oak Father's power faltered. But she had no choice. The whispers would never truly leave her alone unless she faced them at their source. I accept, she said, her voice resolute. The Oak Father smiled, a sad, knowing smile. Then go, child. But remember, the path ahead is fraught with peril. You will face your deepest fears, your most painful memories. But know this, the light within you is stronger than any darkness. With a wave of his hand, the Oak Father opened a portal in the air, a swirling vortex of silver and gold. Beyond it, the woman glimpsed a landscape of twisted trees and Inkai shadows, the heart of the Blackwood. Taking a deep breath, the woman stepped through the portal, the whispers of the past echoing in her ears. The Oak Father's words hung heavy in the air. Face your truth, child, and let the light set you free. The portal deposited the woman into a landscape straight out of a nightmare. Twisted trees clawed at the sky, their branches dripping with an Inkai ooze that reeked of decay. Razor-sharp thorns ripped at her clothes, and the ground beneath her feet squelched with a sickening wetness. The air hung heavy with the whispers, now a cacophony of screams and tortured laughter. Fear gnawed at the woman's insides, but she pressed on. The heart of the Blackwood pulsed within her like a second heartbeat, a beacon of malignant energy. She could feel it drawing her closer, promising oblivion, whispering sweet nothings about erasing the guilt, the pain, the unbearable memories. But the Oak Father's words echoed in her mind. Face your truth. And she knew he was right. The whispers might offer temporary respite, but they would never truly silence the storm within her. Only the light of truth could do that. The path was treacherous. Thorns snagged at her flesh, the ooze sucked at her boots, and the whispers grew louder, more insidious, weaving tales of her failures, her inadequacies, her worthlessness. Each step felt like an eternity, each breath a struggle against the suffocating darkness. But the woman fought on. She clung to the memory of the Oak Father's smile, the flicker of hope in his golden eyes. She clung to the image of her younger self, the one before the fire, the one who still believed in good and light. Finally, she stumbled upon it, the heart of the Blackwood, a pulsating mass of darkness, writhing and churning, spewing forth the whispers that had haunted her for so long. It was everything she feared, everything she was tempted to embrace. But instead of succumbing, the woman straightened her back. She raised her chin, her eyes blazing with a newfound defiance. No more, she declared, her voice ringing out against the cacophony of whispers. I will not let you define me. I will not let you consume me. She took a deep breath and began to speak. She spoke of the fire, not with fear, but with a raw honesty that surprised even herself. She spoke of her mistakes, her culpability, the burden she carried. She spoke of her love for the one she lost, a love that burned brighter than any darkness. As she spoke, the heart of the Blackwood pulsed erratically. The whispers faltered, replaced by a low, wounded moan. Then Inkai ooze began to recede, the twisted trees unfurling their gnarled limbs, revealing glimpses of their former beauty. Tears streamed down the woman's face, a cleansing rain washing away years of accumulated pain. As she spoke the last word, the heart imploded, releasing a blinding flash of light that chased away the shadows and silenced the whispers. When the light faded, the woman stood amidst a clearing bathed in a gentle, golden glow. The air tasted fresh, the trees stood tall and proud, and the whispers were gone. In their place, a chorus of birdsong filled the air, a sweet melody of renewal. The woman had faced her darkness. She had spoken her truth, not to atone, but to acknowledge. And in doing so, she had not only cleansed the heart of the Blackwood, but herself. She had found redemption not in forgetting the past, but in facing it with courage and honesty. She had found light not by extinguishing the darkness, but by letting her own light shine through. And as she stepped out of the clearing, back into the familiar woods, she knew she was no longer the same woman who had entered. The whispers might still echo faintly in her memory, but now they were just whispers, a reminder of a battle fought and won. The woman walked on, her head held high, a flicker of hope burning in her eyes. The future was uncertain, but she no longer feared it. She had faced the darkness within and emerged stronger, carrying the light of her truth like a torch, ready to face whatever shadows may come.